Welcome to the SwimSwam podcast. I'm your host, Coleman Hodges. Today, I am joined by Alex and Gretchen Walsh, sisters. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Great.
I want to kick off our conversation at the beginning. I know Tennessee, or I guess Nashville, has a pretty intense summer league. Is that how you guys first got into swimming?
I would say yes. Well, we were born here, but then we moved to Connecticut. But up there also had a pretty intense swim league. But yeah, we first started swimming literally at a summer club pool right down the street. And that's how my mom swam in college, so she wanted us to try swimming. And then, yeah, we just kind of got in the pool and we could swim, and she was shocked and just kind of took off from there. We've kept doing summer league, but we also joined obviously club swimming. So yeah, that is kind of how we started.
Yeah, I was 4 when I first started summer league, and that was like the first real swimming experience that I had, I think.
How long did you guys, summer leagues are like, I feel like every state's different. Sometimes you go till you're 14, sometimes you go through college. What was your summer league like? What made it fun for you guys?
I don't really remember summer league in Nashville as much, but when we were in Connecticut, we swam on Rocky Point Club, and those were like the best summers ever. All the meets were so great because they had all of the older kids really like helping out the younger kids and swimming with them, because on the relays there would be like 110 and under, 112 and under, 114 under, and then 117 and under. And so like they were so much fun though, and that's like what really made it so special for us, I think, because we had all of our friends like from all different ages, and everyone was always at the pool. So like we were there from 9 to 8 like every single day in the summer, and it was like the best childhood experience for both of us, I think. Yeah. And when we came to Nashville, we joined a club here too, and we have been swimming for them, but like it is different because we grew up with that team, and so like coming to a new team, you're not as into it. But I would definitely say Nashville. Well, in Connecticut, we definitely had a rivalry with one team, which made it really fun. But in Nashville, all the teams are really competitive with each other.
Yeah.
And fun. The city meet at the end of the summer, it lasts forever, takes all day, but it's fun.
Yeah. So just one day.
It's one day for like, it takes 2 days in total with like all the little kids go like on the day after, before or something. But yeah, it's really great. Like, and we've done it literally since she said like she started when she was 4. I mean, like we were still doing it when we're juniors and seniors in high school. So we've stuck with it.
Yeah.
So is that a situation where like every club swimmer does the summer league, or like you kind of pick and choose? Like, did you guys miss like a sectional meet to go to this summer league championship meet?
Not really. It was really conveniently like placed that way. We it didn't conflict with any of our like big meets, but a lot of the club swimmers on our team do swim, right?
I think
they do a lot of club. Most of the people that live in like Davidson County, which is our area, like they all pretty much do summer league. So it's fun to see them there, because then we all race, but we're all on different teams. So that makes it more fun.
Okay, so let's talk the championship meet. It basically like for the older kids, it's like an all day session. What were your favorite events? What events did you guys swim? Did you shave and taper? Did you suit up? Like, how serious did it get?
No, we did not shave or taper or suit up. Our coaches really Actually, I think they go. Our club coaches go.
Yeah.
Because it's at our pool. But I don't think they endorse it that much. Like, I think last year we went and then we had swim practice afterwards. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it's like July 15th, kind of. So it's like right before like the big meets.
Mhm.
But yeah, we don't like let it mess up that schedule. It's more just like for fun racing. I'd say like sometimes like we get competitive because it's usually between us for like the high point or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing, no shame.
No,
whatsoever.
yeah, but I mean, like, people like do suit up, and
Yeah.
when we were in Connecticut, we used to suit up for like the county meet. That was always really fun when we were like younger. But for the races, well, I guess in Nashville you swim like 4 events or something. Yeah, we swim like
Yeah,
a
you
lot of
swim a
events. It's
lot.
not just like 2 a day like you would at a normal swim meet. Like,
Okay.
you swim like 4 events, and it's pretty all like back to back. So we would end up racing each other a lot, and then like we would not swim, like she wouldn't do breaststroke or something, like
Okay.
I don't really
I think
know.
I did do breaststroke last
Oh.
year. And you didn't. And that's like kind of what made it fun for me, like switching it up a little bit.
Oh.
But yeah, their events, they do all the 50s and then
100 IM,
100 IM,
100 free.
100 free. They don't do 200 free, right?
No.
Yeah. And yeah, we just switch it up. I think it's 3 events and 2 relays. The relays are fun though.
Okay.
Really.
So there's like what 8 events, and that takes like 8 hours.
It's
Well,
crazy because they
yeah.
split it up between novice and
Like not novice.
Not-
Like novice is for like
Novice and us.
yeah.
like novice, and then like I don't even know what the other group, open or something.
Yeah,
It's like
open.
if you hit a certain like time standard, like from the winter, then you're in open. And so like us and the rest of the people that we train with at NAC, like we're all in the open, but then they have this other group that's like mostly summer club swimmers in novice. So it takes like, because you have to go through it like twice, and then it's like boys and girls, and there's just a lot of people in general. So
Gotcha.
yeah, it's a day-long ordeal, but
Yeah.
it's fun.
You said novice, and my immediate thought was like, was there anyone that really committed to this and like cheated the system to where their times going in were really slow, but then
And then they're
actually really good?
I don't know.
To be in the novice category.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. Like, yeah, I had like a bunch of my friends from school, like they were on the swim team and they were all in novice because they only did it during the summer for fun, and they were all like, yeah, we don't want to be in like open, we want to be novice champions or something. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
It's just funny.
To them, I guess. So you guys talked about events a little. Well, I'll move past this eventually. I never swam at summer league, and so I'm really trying to live vicariously through your experiences right now. So for the high point winners, did you guys like strategically race each other, or strategically try to do separate events so you could like have a guaranteed win in those
I don't remember like making any strategy, because the coaches of the team are like our really good friends, so we like they kind of set us up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they would put us in events and stuff, and it was like kind of random, kind of not, but it didn't really matter because either way we would like. I remember last year we were like trying to beat each other for the high point. And then, like,
because we usually both end up overlapping in one event, and it's usually the 100 IM, and it's hard to win that one for me personally. So, yeah.
But she won last year. You won the high point award.
Yeah.
I don't know
how that happened.
But it was funny. Like they would call her names on the podium, and she was like up there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So summer league sounds like a blast.
It is. It's fun.
That's super cool. I have my list of questions here. So moving on to what, from the outside looking in, seems like a similar type of meet. I want to talk about the Southern Premier. because I've never been to that meet. I've talked to so many people that have. It sounds like a blast. What is you guys' experience at that meet? I'm sure you've been like every year of your lives, or you know, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the best championship meet because very often we don't get to go to the meets with our entire team. Like we're usually going to nationals or junior nationals, and it's a really small group of us. And the best thing about Southern Premier is that like we're all together, like we all tapered together, and we're all at the same spot, and like we're all trying to win the meet. And that makes it really fun. Also the relays, and also once you've been to a certain meet like with the same teams for so many years, you just like get to know people on the other teams as well, and that's really fun too because like we have some rivalries with relays and just also just a lot of other friends on other teams, and I think that makes it really special.
Yeah, it's really fun. Like this year especially, this past March, like I remember not like I didn't personally have a very good meet, and I remember like I was kind of down about that going into what would have been trials, but like I just remember the team, like all my friends like rallying around me and stuff, and we would just like blast music, and these boys like brought these t-shirts with like weird slogans that our coach would say, and they were just so funny, and it was a good time. Like the team aspect, it's really there as opposed to some of the other meets we go to, which is what she said.
Yeah. So I know the Foster's teams, they're not Cincinnati, they're not Dayton.
Mason.
Yeah, so I know Mason's gone before. What are a few of the other teams that typically come?
Swim Mac, right?
Swim Mac,
Yeah.
Swim Atlanta, Dynamo, Cardinal Aquatics has come recently, right?
Yeah. Like Lakeside?
Lakeside.
I think I've been there a couple times.
So really good teams, like
big Southern
club teams.
Teams.
Yeah, so I guess for listeners, I did a poor job of introing this. So the Southern Premier is this meet. It's always you guys always host it, right, in Nashville?
Well, we usually switch it between Nashville and Knoxville, and then this past year it was at Georgia Tech. So it sometimes goes around, but it's usually between Nashville and Knoxville.
And okay, and so it's a relatively smaller meet. It's a certain amount of teams are invited. As you just heard, a lot of really, really good teams usually come. It's short course, and I mean pretty much everyone who goes treats it as a big championship.
Yeah, like big March meet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys have a favorite memory from that meet over the course of your years? I know, Alex, you just kind of talked about the 2020, but do you have one or two others that really stick out?
I would say also like in 2019, I remember like racing our teammate Ella Nelson in the 200 breaststroke, and like, and the 4 a.m. Like, oh my gosh, I'm remembering so much. And it was just really fun, like, to be with her, especially since she was going off to college this year. So like, she was a great competitor, and like I love racing her. And I remember our whole team was like cheering for us because we were trying to go like best times and break records and stuff. So that was really fun for me.
I have so many good memories from these meets. I'd say I'm gonna give you two from this past one. So one, there's all these like 10 and unders on our team that come to Southern Premier, and they only swim in prelims. But like every day,
oh my gosh,
they would be like surrounded behind my block and be like, "Are you Gretchen Walsh?" And like, "Can you sign my arm?" Like, and like I would have to get up in like a minute to go swim, and they would just be all around my block and cheering for me. And I thought that was like the coolest thing. Like they were so cute. And then also this past March, it was like a big TikTok phase. So like we would always be making TikToks around the pool deck. Yeah, that was really fun too.
What?
Yeah. Oh wait,
you're on mute.
What was the best TikTok?
Oh, we just like try to do the dancing ones with our one friend on like Lauren Hurt. We like she's going to Rice, and we always would do these like dancing moves with her. We're terrible
Which
at
is
them,
the
but like
one we did. It was a really hard one, and we learned it like specifically for that meet. I don't know. It wasn't the Renegade. It was some other one. I can't remember. I can't remember the song.
but yeah, we just like would do them, and then we would like do them behind the blocks with each other. It was just like funny.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
So obviously the Southern Premiere sounds like the best meet ever. I'm
Yeah, it's fun.
hopefully it happens soon. I'm hoping to make it there one day. Okay, so pivoting a little, obviously you guys are pretty competitive as siblings in swimming. Is there one race where if you guys are racing, you're like, well, it could go either way? Is that like most races? Is there one particular where it's really like, who knows? Has there been one race where in particular where you guys just were like, anyone's game?
I would say like 2 free.
Yeah, I was gonna say 200 free, and like I want to say 100 fly, maybe long course.
Yeah, or like 100 backstroke sometimes too. Like she got like really good at it.
But definitely 200 free.
Yeah,
I think
that's
we
like
have similar.
We also like approach that race totally different. Like she sprints like the first half, and I do like the back half, so that it's like I don't think we've ever actually like raced it, but like
I don't think so either.
I think if we were to race it, like
I think we should.
Yeah. I think we should. That would be one where I would just like, I don't know who's gonna win.
And that's like always how it is in practice too. Like I will be like going easy speed, but I'll actually be taking it out really fast, just like during a long like threshold set or something, like on 100 free. Like I'll be ahead of her, and then by the end of it, she's like touching me out, and it's very frustrating. But that's just how it is. Yeah,
it's so funny. Like I'll see her push off, and she'll already be so out in front. And I'll be like, okay. Then on like the third, 50, or 25, I'll just be like going and like slowly crawl up on her. I'm like, oh, Gretchen.
Yeah.
That's funny. Just the way. In practice, has there ever been a race, a really good close barn burner? Is that like every day for you guys?
We don't. I would say like every day we get to the pool and then we do like a aerobic or threshold set or pace set or whatever, and like we are kind of expected to like race each other. So every day, like even now, especially like we'll go in a lane right next to each other and we'll go off at the same time and stuff, and like we'll race, but we don't do like a bunch of like sprint race stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I wouldn't say that we do it against each other, because a lot of the times when we are doing overload sets where we're going really fast and doing stuff off the block, we have different sets.
Yeah.
And that's usually on Saturdays. So like she'll be doing IM stuff and I'll be doing freestyle stuff. So we don't actually race like
too much
off the block that much in practice.
But I would say like during like
sets, we're always
or like pace sets when we're both doing IM, then like we'll be really competitive with each other. And also just during like what we were saying, like we do these threshold sets and like the freestyle part, we can get really competitive too, just because like we're literally right next to each other. Like we'll breathe and see each other, and it's like we're supposed to keep, like we're right next to each other. So
yeah, it sounds like a pretty great sibling rivalry.
Yeah.
It's got pros and cons, but we'll take it.
Yeah. So for all the similarities, last summer you guys both had really big meets and had, I'm guessing, pretty different experiences at those big meets. Can we talk about both of your last summers? I guess, Gretchen, we could start with you at Summer Nationals.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was really different not having Alex there. But I was still there with one other teammate, Ella Nelson. And it was a really fun meet. Like, I think Alex was even jealous that she wasn't there.
I like would see pictures and be like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't help that it was at Palo Alto. Like,
exactly.
Yeah. I wish I was in California right now, at least. But yeah, that was a really fun meet. And really like the goal of that meet for me was to make junior worlds. And so like always in prelims, I'd be pretty stressed because I'd be like, all I have to do is make a final. And that's like, that was the goal, just make a final. And then you're kind of set. As long as you don't like false start or something. And so like once I did that and like my nerves were gone, finals was a lot more fun for me because there was less pressure and just like whatever happens, happens. And then that ended up working out great because then I was able to tie with Erica Brown for second in the 100 free and got second again in the 50 free. And that's like the highest I've placed at a national meet before. So that was really exciting. And I was still able to do well in my other events, like 100 fly. I broke a minute. And I also went a 58. So it was like, okay, that was a lot of time drops.
In the 100 fly?
Yeah.
Oh,
so so
broke a minute and also broke 59.
Yeah. So that was a fun meet for me. And it was really great seeing so many old friends. And I know like the world championship team, a lot of them weren't there. So that would have meant a very different meet for me probably. But I thought it was a really fun way to see everyone and have a great meet.
Yeah. So next, I think next comes Pan Am's.
Yeah, that's me.
That's me. So I guess first of all, what was it like? Kind of, have you ever had a meet that late in the summer? I guess probably the junior teams you were on were that late, but
yeah, but I never. Yeah, because normally in past summers, like I would go to nationals and then like 1 or 2 weeks later, then you would go to like the junior worlds or Pan Pacs or whatever. So this was my first like real meet, like real taper, like my one and done kind of meet. And it was really fun. I will say, like, I had a great time with, like, there were me and Phoebe and Mariah and Isabel. We were kind of like the 4 youngins, and it was just really fun to be actually so young in the village and have this team made up of like mostly older and like college kids. It was just a great experience, and like it was my first time ever staying in a village, so that was something that I had to kind of get used to. And there were a lot of challenges, I will say, but like I felt like I gained a lot of wisdom from like Olympians and that were like around me. Like Cody Miller was telling me how he, like in Rio, the bus ride was like an hour late the night of like his 100 breast final. And he was just saying how he, like, it was out of his control. So he just had to kind of deal with it. And then he ended up having like the best race of his entire life. So I just like had to channel that energy, because we would get home some nights to the village at like 2 a.m. from drug testing, and like the ride was pretty long to the pool, and like the cafeteria, all they had was like Cocoa Puffs. So we would just eat Cocoa Puffs, and like I would just have like a cappuccino or something, and then go to bed, and then wake up the next morning. Like
it was cappuccino before bed.
Well, they were really good there.
It's a little nightcap coffee.
It was good, and like, but yeah, it was. There were a lot of challenges, like I said, but I mean, I ended up having a pretty good meet. I had some good races with my teammates on Team USA, so I was happy with the way that it turned out. Like, fortunately, I feel like I had a really great US Open meet just this past winter, and I was able to like go times that I wanted to go. But like in terms of Pan Am's, like I felt like that experience was really something that I needed, like going into like 2020, now 2021, so but yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah. On that note, do you feel like, again, the experience you said was great, like learning how to perform under those circumstances?
Yeah, definitely.
Like you walked away with something like that?
Yeah, like my experience personally, like I learned a lot, but I also just learned a lot from the people around me, like Madison Kennedy and like Cody Miller, and then Leah Neal. Like she was also like a big mentor for me and the other younger kids that were there. So, but yeah, learned a lot. So
yeah. You talked about a lot of the challenges in the village setting particularly. Was there one thing that really kind of threw you off or was unexpected for you?
I would say it was like the weather was something that was like it was really cold and I wasn't prepared for that. But other than that, like the dining hall was mostly like something that I wasn't really prepared for, like the food selection there. But I mean, like I don't remember anything being super like I went into this, I had no idea what to expect at all, so I just was kind of like going with it. Um,
I think she more thought of it as like it was gonna be like more paradise, and it just wasn't.
yeah, like I definitely like expected like, oh, you know, I'm going to like South America, like this will be so cool, and then like things just ended up not like it ended up being just like more stressful and chaotic than I thought it was gonna be. So I was like, oh my gosh, okay, like here we go. But I had to adapt pretty quickly. So
Yeah. What was the food? Was the food selection just more limiting than you had expected?
yeah, and like just different kinds of food, like different kind of fruits and stuff, like stuff I really hadn't eaten before. So I was like, all right, I hope this like doesn't mess me up. Like I hope that this is fine to eat for me. Like, but yeah, and then like I said, like I wouldn't really have a full dinner because I would eat a little bit before my final session, and then we would get back to the village and all there was cereal. So I would just eat a lot of cereal.
A lot of cereal.
Yeah.
Did you do any traveling at all after that, or did you get to like sightsee while you were there?
No, I wish that we had gone to Machu Picchu after, but I'm pretty sure I had like school starting, so my parents were just like, "No, get back to Nashville." But I know some people did go and like go look at the cool like ruins and stuff that were there. I wish I'd been able to do that, but still got a pretty good Peru experience. We went to like this cool like beach mall thing on the last day, so that was fun.
Did you see any llamas?
No, but I got like a stuffed llama that was made out of real llama hair, so
That counts.
pretty good.
Nice. So then, how soon after that was Junior Worlds for you, Gretchen?
Were you already home before I left? I don't think I saw.
No, I don't think we literally saw.
No,
each other
I don't.
for, like,
I didn't see
a
her
month.
before I left. So yeah, Junior Worlds was actually a pretty quick turnaround after nationals. I do remember that. So I didn't have that much longer to like train back at home. Thankfully though, because like usually at the end of the summers our pool gets renovated, so we have to swim in a different pool. Yeah, so it was a little different. But I think I hit my taper like perfectly for like my double taper for Junior Worlds, which was so cool. Because I was still able to swim really fast there and even go some new personal bests. But the best part about Junior Worlds was that it was a completely different team than I was used to. Like before I had been on trips, I'd only been on two, or I guess also junior national camp, team camp, but I was always used to people that were in Alex's age group swimming with me. Like in Fiji the summer before, it was all these kind of older kids, and there was a few that were at Junior Worlds this summer, but it was mostly like a whole brand new team. And I thought that was really cool to get to know so many different people, and like they're all so crazy fast, and we were just a really good group together. We meshed really well. All the coaches got along super well. They were all great. And yeah, I think our like team bonding really made the meet so successful, and I'm pretty sure it was like our most successful junior national meet ever in history. Like we got the most medals. Yeah. So
it's a big title.
Yeah.
Good.
So we had our reunion over Zoom a couple weeks ago, and that was really cool because they like got to celebrate that and just like see everyone again. But yeah, and for me specifically, like being on all of those relays were really cool too, because everyone got so hyped for those. Like everyone was screaming and jumping in the stands, and like we were freaking out. Yeah, so those were definitely the most fun part for me. We didn't have any of those bad or challenges, living challenges. Yeah, it was super easy to get to the pool, and it was in Budapest, so that had been where they hosted the World Championships in 2017, and I think they were very well prepared for us coming there, and it was really great facilities, and the food was great. Yeah.
Not to rub it in, Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've talked to Carson. I've talked to Luca. I talked to Jake Mitchell the other day. They all told me about how great the relays were. They told me the stories leading up to like the 8 free and the 4 free relay. Did you have a favorite relay that you were a part of at that meet?
I think my favorite was the mixed medley relay, and that was the first relay that happened. And it was my favorite because, well, they were like pretty torn between which guy to put on to lead off the 100 back. It was either going to be Will Grant or Wyatt Davis, and they had both swam so fast, and like I think Wyatt ended up beating Will in the finals of the 100 back, like just beforehand. But Will like used all, because he got put onto it, and he used like all of his energy to go so fast. I think he like dropped like half a second, and like that like set the relay onto like a whole new level. Just his like first swim, like everyone was like, oh my gosh, like we're going so fast. And then it was Josh Matheny doing breaststroke, and obviously like he's crazy fast too. And then Tori Husk doing butterfly, and then me on freestyle. And so it was a pretty baller relay, not gonna lie. And then we got the junior world record, which was crazy. And it was just so awesome to like have those people up there. Like I had never met them before, and like this, and we were sharing this experience together. It was just amazing. And like being able to walk out with them and then go up on the podium, like looking over the entire arena, was just so cool. Yeah, that was a really great relay. Not to like downplay the other relays, because those are really fun too.
Yeah.
No bad relay, but that one was my favorite, I think.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like you guys both had pretty great summers, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So at this point, Nashville Aquatic Club is like basically a feeder program for UVA. I think that's fair to say. Your teammate Ella has already been their freshman year. Alex is headed there. I'm guessing in soon. Gretchen soon after that. What for you guys? What made UVA the winner? Because I know you guys kind of looked separately, and when I had talked to you, I don't know, like a year and a half ago, you guys were like, we're going to do it separately, and if we end up at the same place, that's great, and if not, that's okay too. So what? Tell me just in a nutshell, what made UVA the winner for you guys?
Well, I would say that like the energy that Todd brings to the UVA program is totally unmatched. Like even from, it's just so like when you talk to him on the phone, it's just like he's such like a funny person. He's just like, yeah, like let's go, and like all these things. You're like, okay, like, and I'm not like someone who's like super like rowdy or whatever, but I really like love being a part of a team that has that much energy. And like it's pretty evident how he's just totally he did like a 180 with the team, and like they were seeded to win NCs this year. Like last year they got like 6th or something. So the path that they're on, like the upward trend, also just like really drew me in. But more than anything, I would say like on my visit there, the bond that I like created with the team was just, like instant, and the team, like it's just something, it's unlike anything I've ever like been able to experience, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. But just like, don't you agree, like the girls are just like, they're just awesome. It's so fun to be around them, and they love swimming, but they also like more than anything, they just love being around each other, and I just like really relate to that. And so yeah, it's a combination of those things. But I feel like there's so much like hype going into the team. I just like couldn't resist being a part of it. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people have like similar responses to that, but it's just like undeniable how much energy the team has. And for me, like you were saying, I really didn't want to just be like, oh, Alex is going to UVA, I'm going to UVA. In fact, I didn't really want to go to UVA because she was there, because I knew everyone was going to be like, oh, duh, she's going there. But,
Yeah.
things happen and you just know it's the right place. For me, definitely, I wanted a co-ed or a joint program. And the energy that like guys bring to swim practice, I think that's really important to me. And I think the special part about UVA is that like a lot of people think like if you are part of a joint program, you're not gonna be able to have that same energy at swim meets when the guys aren't there. But for UVA, I think the girls have just as much energy as the guys, and everyone is so excited. And like she said, like just like that instant connection with the girls team, and knowing people on the team originally, like that helps. But also like I don't know anyone or I had not known anyone previously that had committed in my class, and now we like Zoom sometimes and we text and Snapchat, so like instant connections there. I think it's gonna be really fun to go, and I'm gonna miss Alex and I'm jealous. But senior year is gonna be great too.
Yeah, like all the girls in her class are like, oh, like I'm so jealous, like you get to go this year, like I want to go. And I'm like, I had to wait like so long to get here, like you guys are gonna have to wait too. It's just like so funny. But yeah, I'm gonna miss Gretchen too, but like I'm really excited for what's to come,
but like not as much.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the first time I went there, it was I think Todd had just finished his first season there, and I step on deck and I'm like, everyone's yelling. It's like it's so loud. It was a lot, and it was a very cool environment. So that's congrats to you both. That sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I'm super bummed that we didn't get to see NCAA's play out. I think it would have been such a cool meet, especially on the women's side, to see, like 4 different teams duke it out for a team title.
Yeah. I hear you.
So let's get into the now. What has you guys' quarantine been like? I know, again, it started right around the time NCAA's were in mid-March. Have you guys been able to swim? Were you guys out for an extended period? What's it looked like for the Walshes?
Well, actually, we didn't really. Well, we had to quarantine, but we didn't really take a break in the pool because we found like backyard pools to swim in. Like one of the guys on our team has a backyard pool, and like 5 of us would go and swim there. And then our other neighbor has like a longer pool, so we would go there sometimes during the week. We found ways to keep swimming. I mean, obviously it wasn't as intense as our practice like should be, and now we're doing 5-6 practices a week, and normally during the summer we'd be doing like 10. So it's nothing like
10.
Yeah, 10. Our summer schedule we do doubles like 4 times a week. It's terrible.
Right.
But we did a pretty good job. Like we would do like threshold. Like we would try to do endurance stuff, but we did a lot of speed. And then at our pool opened up like in the beginning of beginning of June. So we would do like 1 a lane, and actually then like 3 weeks later it was 2 to a lane. So we're still doing 2 to a lane. And we have 6 practices a week, so or 5.
I like thought I was in pretty good shape when we were swimming in backyard pools, and then we took a 2-week trip down to Florida where their pools had been open the entire time, and we swam there, and I was really out of shape. So it wasn't it just training in a different length pool like really throws you off, and there's not much we could have done about it, but I think we like made the most of the situation and tried our best to stay in shape. But now like that we're back with the team, it's definitely better, and like having a coach there, it's just a little bit more motivating because it was really hard to get in the water every day and not have like a set coach or practice or anything really. So yeah, I'm just happy to be back at our beloved Centennial Sportsplex training.
Yeah.
What was the like shortest workout you guys did by yourselves? Like was there a day when you like got there and you dipped your toe in and you're like, all right, I'm good, I got wet?
Yeah. No, one day I like got to the pool, I was like, Gretchen, I'm doing like 1,000 warm up and then I'm getting out. Like,
yeah, no,
like,
I remember that too.
Because I think we had done, or because we downloaded like the Peloton app and we would do, because it was like free for 90 days or something. So we would do all that. And I did like a boot camp the night before. And I just was like, I can't swim today. And like Gretchen was, she played a really integral part of my quarantining practice like routine, because she would actually like make me get out of bed and go swim, because I would say I'm definitely like the lazier of the two of us. So she would really be like, come on, Alex, like, let's go. And I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, I was Coach Gretchen.
Yeah, Coach Gretchen, yeah.
Part-time coach, part-time swimmer.
Yeah. But there were some days, I mean, some days we wouldn't even go at all, but like some days we would do like, what, 2,000?
Yeah, no, less than that sometimes. It was bad.
Yeah.
Like now we still don't even have practices on Wednesdays. Just, I don't know, some random reason. And like, it's so hard for me to go and swim because I'm so tired of swimming alone. Like without a coach, it's just so hard. And I was like 2 months of that, like it gets old really fast. So
yeah, we definitely like towards the end of it, we were like, we can't do this. I was so mad. I was like, she is like crushing me and everything. I was like, I'm not doing the same thing as her. Like we would get so mad at each other in practice and like come home and like be like silent to each other. My mom was like, what? And we would be like, it was got bad, but yeah.
I mean, totally understandable. It's been a really weird time. I think, if you guys got on 1,000 some days, I think that's totally commendable. Good for you guys for at least going to the pool.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Peloton. You had a boot camp. Are you guys the kind of freak swimmers that can run, or is that not in your wheelhouse?
I would run. She can't run. She like limps, but I would run sometimes just to like get it out of my system, like sweat and like. But I mean, I can't run very far. Like I would do 15 minutes and then I would just like have to come home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like not really allowed to run because my knees are so messed up. Like I did track in 6th grade and I literally had a limp when I ran.
Haven't recovered since.
Yeah. And so, the other day we were like playing this game with some swim friends and I had to run 2 miles. Stupid game.
What kind of game is that?
And I like have shin splints now because I like never run ever.
Yeah, she never runs.
Sounds like a sadistic game.
Yeah.
But yeah, we now we're like in the weight room too. We like go over with a couple of our teammates after practice on like 3 times a week. So we've been getting in the weight room, which is good. Yeah. So Gretchen doesn't have to run.
I don't have to run.
Nice. That seems like a positive.
Yeah.
All right. So let's to wrap things up here. Just moving forward, Alex, I'm guessing you're leaving pretty soon for UVA. Just take me through your next couple weeks. What are you looking forward to? Do you guys have goals, or do you, I'm guessing you're still shooting for trials in 21, but that's kind of a long way away. So what's the immediate future looking like for you guys?
Well, I move in August 21st, so I literally have like 3 weeks left here, which is kind of crazy and it makes me really sad to think about, but I'm excited. Um, Actually, this Friday is my birthday, so I'm going to the lake with some friends. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I guess I'll just come home. I have to quarantine before I go to school, unfortunately. So we're gonna get more information about that. But I'm excited. Most of my friends like leave earlier than me anyway, so I'll just have to like quarantine with my family, which I'm honestly not upset about because like I want to spend time with them before I leave. But yeah, and I guess my goals for the next couple of weeks is just to like I was telling Gretchen this in practice. Like Ella Nelson was telling me, she's like, you're lucky to be your first year because you don't really have an idea of what you're about to go through, like the first months of training, which are apparently like really hard. And I was like, okay, I guess like I don't know what I'm getting myself into, and I know it's going to be very exhausting and probably like really hard. I don't even know what to expect. So my goal is just to get through it and make, what I'm saying, like just learn how to
Make progress.
Yeah, make progress and, have good practices. And, I don't care. I'll struggle definitely, but like just to get through it and like try to make the transition to college as smooth as possible. So yeah, that's my goal. What about you?
Me?
Yeah.
Like nothing going on. Yeah, well, my birthday isn't at the end of this week, so I'm not looking forward. I mean, she's gonna be gone, so I don't know. I haven't been doing that much recently. It's like all been about swimming.
What?
How close are your birthdays?
Oh, no, I said mine isn't at the end of the week.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Got it.
Actually, it's my half birthday, so yeah. Really, like my coaches just told me like really focus on swimming these next 3 weeks to like really get back into shape and like try to just move up in that aspect. But yeah, my school is supposed to start August 19th, and we're supposed to go back. Like they're gonna split the school in half, and like half of the school goes to school on 2 days a week, and then the other half does online on those 2 days, and then they go the other 2 days. And then I don't really know what we're going to do on Fridays. Maybe it's
free for all
extended weekend. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's really all I've got going on.
I'd say like that's it. Both of us, like this summer has kind of been like almost a free for all. It's like
so long.
It's A, been the longest summer ever. B, like we like Gretchen, like she just went to like the beach with one of her friends. Like I just went to the beach with one of my friends. Like we've been so like on and off with training. I think going into like August to next June is literally just for us gonna be like train. Like because we need to get back like on this path to like trials, and hopefully if we want to make the Olympics, but like we're gonna need to put some work in. Not that we've been like slacking, but it's just been like hard because we don't have as much practice as we used to. We aren't where we would have been if we hadn't had this whole corona thing. So I'd say we're just looking forward to, getting in, really putting in like a lot of effort into the pool.
Yeah. And I mean, I think the plus side about that is I think pretty much everyone's in that boat of,
exactly.
Up and down, total roller coaster, emotionally, physically, training wise, I know. Yeah. So I hear where you're coming from for sure. And hopefully, in the next few weeks, everyone will get back to a little bit more normalcy. Yeah. But all right, well, Gretchen, Alex, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. It was awesome.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you, Coleman, for having us.
Yeah.
Anytime.
You've been listening to the SwimSwam podcast. Stay tuned for new episodes every week. You can take SwimSwam podcast on the go by subscribing on your favorite podcast platform. Look for links in the description below, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos as well.